people will be surprised by what I will say, but it's actually true from experience coaching, like well over 400 people on the Olympic lifts over the past 2 or 3 years, mostly CrossFit people or athletes. The jerk is the movement that is the hardest to learn. Most people don't think about it that way because it's just like a push press or overhead press, so it's really simple. It's a lot less complex than the snatch. No, in fact, it's much harder. The reason especially is when you have CrossFit athletes or athletes who've done lots of upper body work, they are programmed that when they have to lift over their head, they're trying to push the bar really, really, really high. So when they try to do a jerk, they do the same thing. So they push the bar really high, and when it can't go up any higher, then I just put like 1 feet forward. So they have to push the barbell almost a full 12 inches higher than is required. And because they are staying with the push so long, then they can't move under the barbell. You have to move under the barbell while it's still going up. And in reality, if you're technically efficient, when you jerk, you don't need to push the barbell higher than your forehead. Just like when you practiced the clean earlier. We did the drill here, then going under, because you don't need to pull it higher than that. Same thing with the jerk. The jerk is not an upper body movement. The upper body is involved in locking out the elbows to stay stable under the weight and hold it overhead. But it's really a projection with the lower body, and then you push yourself down. You don't push the barbell up, you push yourself down under the bar. The analogy I often use is, imagine that the barbell is the floor when you're doing a handstand push-up. When you're doing a handstand push-up, you're not pushing the floor up, you're using the floor to push your weight up. Same thing here. I'm not pushing the barbell up, I'm using the barbell to push myself down under it. The second biggest problem with the jerk is that most people are not comfortable with a proper split position. It's not natural for them. So they will do something like this or here. It's not a good position. If you're not comfortable in that split position, it will be impossible to not only move fast in that position, but also to be stable and strong in that position. So that's why if you can't do good quality lunges, well, you certainly won't be able to do good quality jerks. So it's kind of a prerequisite before being able to do a jerk. Now, the first drill we use is simply to work on the proper split position. So she's going to push the barbell overhead, just as in regular press. So, and we're going to set up the body in the right position. So barbell should be behind the hairline. What's holding the barbell is not the muscles of the arms. Elbows are locked, so bone on bone. Upper back here is contracted hard. That is the muscle that's squeezing and holding the barbell up, creating tension. Now, we want 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. So what we want is, if I'm putting, don't drop the bar, a stick in the middle of her body, there will be about the same distance between the front foot and the stick and the back foot and the stick. So go a bit wider stance. Same thing with the front foot. Good. And then you're going to go down a bit. Not too much. A bit higher, higher, higher. Right. What we want is the tibia here is perpendicular to the floor. Heel is raised. And there's the same amount of weight on both. In reality, there's 60% of your weight on your front foot and 40% on the back. In practice, just think about having the equal weight. Lock your elbows, stay in the position. And then you just take that position and you hold it for 3 sets of 1 minute to really tell your brain, this is the position I want you to be in when you're catching a jerk. Okay, you can bring the barbell down. Right, so take the position by yourself. Good. So upper back tight, elbows locked, abs contracted, tibia perpendicular to the floor, heel is raised, heel is raised. Good. Excellent. Same weight on both feet. Good. Just, go back. Always take every occasion to practice. When you're in that position and you're going to reset, bring the front foot back first, then exactly. Never the back leg first. If you can't bring the front leg first, it's because you have too much weight on that front leg, which is a mistake. You should have same amount of weight on both sides. So that's just learning the position. It's really important to practice it because you will have to move really rapidly in that position. You could actually, if you're not comfortable or sure about your position, you could start with the same catch drill we did earlier. When we did the clean, here, here, well, you can do the exact same thing with the jerk. So here, 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 here. So just to get the body in the pattern of moving fast into that position. Boom. Boom. Don't go too low. Boom. Right. Boom. Don't bend the back leg too much. Just stay a bit higher. Boom. Better. Okay, good. Now, once you're comfortable moving fast, you're going to take the barbell. First drill, you're going to put the barbell on your head. Why on your head? Because I don't want the barbell to go higher than this. From that position, she will go on the toes, then move under in the split position, locking the elbows. Look at the barbell. See if it moves up. We don't want it to move up and we don't want it to move down. Stay the same height. Boom. Good. Boom. Good. Boom. Elbows faster. Boom. Boom. That's it. That's it. So elbows fast and upper back fast. So when you catch the barbell, you punch the ceiling and you squeeze shoulder blades together. And that has to be as fast as your legs. That's it. That's it. Good. One more. Nice. Good. Right. Always bring the front leg first. Well, that's good. But the actual jerk was pretty good. Now, the image I want you to have in your mind is I want the elbows to be locked before my feet hit the floor. In reality, it's not likely to happen, but that's what you're shooting for. And if you're shooting for that, they will lock as fast as possible. So here, again, going under, we don't want the barbell to go higher than the head. The second drill, it's the exact same drill. When we do the jerk, we have tons of these drills because we just want to practice the footing and going down under. But instead of having the barbell on your head, it's going to be on your forehead. The difference is that, remember, the barbell has to be behind your ears. So if the barbell starts on her head, she just has to lock her elbows out. If it's in front, now she has to push in a backward arc to bring it into the full position, which is what happens in a regular jerk. So same thing. So from your forehead, toes, down. Good. Good. Right. You can move a bit forward. Good. So that's the second drill. So you have to push in a backward arc. That drill really illustrate the importance of squeezing those shoulder blades together as soon as the bar passes the forehead. Now, the next drill is to learn the coordination of extending to reach the full push position and driving with your arms. So the bar will start on her shoulders and she just bring it up to her forehead with arms and ankles at the same time. She pauses from there, and then she do the movement. Right, yeah, and pause, and then go down. Good. Good, excellent, all right. So notice she did what we call the dip. here before pushing the bar. What we want when you do the dip is, remember when we talked about jumping, screw your feet in the floor, grab the floor, same thing. I'm screwing my feet so my knees will move a bit sideways. That prevents me from having to bend forward. So I'm screwing my feet so I can stay upright, extend, then do my footing drill. So that's the progression just to learn the footing of the jerk. The next step will be to do the actual jerk. 25. So do a proper power clean and do a jerk. And notice the height. She's not pushing higher than her forehead. One more. Good. Thank you. So that's the teaching progression from the jerk. It's always many, many steps before actually moving on to the actual weight. We did the progression in about 10 minutes. In reality, you might actually spend 2 workouts with the empty barbell just working on these drills to work on your footing. And that's the hardest thing to master with people who don't have experience on the Olympic lift, is the footing to get under a jerk. So the longer you stay with that before you had weight, the easier it will be for you to learn the actual jerk with a weight.